What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Driveway. I'm excited. I'm always excited.
You're always excited.
I'm always excited.
Good energy. Good
I try to bring the energy. But to my left, we have Natalie. To her left, we have a special appearance from Dave Undercoffler.
Yeah, I don't even know which camera to look
Here
at.
in the
Hey
flesh.
guys, I'm here in the flesh. Yeah.
But
I'm from LA.
Potentially, maybe not more special, but more rare recently, Matt has returned.
Definitely not more special.
The prodigal son has returned to The Driveway. Matt, it's been 6 weeks?
It's been a while.
We've
one
talked
is-
about you every
No
week.
one has worn a hat on here.
That's true.
Is
There's
that
been-
true? Is that true?
Yeah.
I have been listening. I've been following along. From my time in the wilderness.
Yeah.
But I've finally been welcomed back. It feels good to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you back.
I noticed.
missed you.
I was listening to your just fabulous episode on when 5 signs to know when to sell
That was a good
your
one.
car. It was very good. But Elliot, you just introduced folks as your friends on that one. You said, "I'm here with my
I
friends."
did not catch that at the
And
time, but I love
one.
that.
It was snappy. It was quick.
Oh,
you really
man.
got into it. But I was also like, what
Now
does
it's
this
just
mean,
like
friends?
my colleague Matt and my friends.
You got to get
Matt's
back into the
back.
good graces. So my friends are here and Matt.
Yeah, there we go.
no.
Well, it's great to be
I'm
back.
kidding.
Wonderful to be back in the chair.
So you're back in the chair. It's a special occasion because everybody's here. Dave, you're here from California. We have our nice holiday party.
Company
It
party.
used to be a holiday
Company
party.
party.
Then we moved it to the summer. Our company party
now we get
tonight.
dressed up when it's hot out.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah, nothing like
And go
80%
gather.
humidity.
It's going to be a
In a
sweaty
room.
day. Matt, you weren't here.
No.
You've been around.
Yes.
The recording schedule just hasn't worked. Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Couple things. So I went out to southern Utah. I actually had to fly in and out of Flagstaff, which heads
And that
up
did not
anybody
make you
who's
happy.
anybody who has allegiance to a particular airline and is flying to Flagstaff.
Don't.
I want you to know the only airline that goes to Flagstaff is American, which is fine, high quality.
But it's
airline,
not
but
your choice.
It's not my. It's not my airline.
They don't know you.
Not my airline. And honestly, it's not like the better seats or the faster comfort, but like when I fly the airlines I normally fly, I tend to sit closer to the front of the plane. And when you are on a different airline, as everybody who's been in this situation knows, you have to sit in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way
And
back.
you know who sits in the back?
Babies.
People who have seemingly never flown before in their
Seen an
entire
airplane.
life.
I've never handled a single
And you're
suitcase.
walking back there with I'm a professional business traveler
yeah,
rolling
yeah.
suitcase.
You know what you're doing.
And they're babes in the woods. It's like they have no idea what
And there's
to do.
oftentimes
They
babes
they
in
stand
the woods.
up.
Yeah.
They
Babies.
stand up as soon as the plane lands.
Are they clappers? The
They
clappers,
clap. Oh, they
yeah,
love
that's
the
the
clap.
worst. Yeah, and what's funny is that the flight attendants, by the time they get back to that part of the plane, they're over it. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, I don't. What do you want?
Yeah. They just
We're out of that.
They
I don't
just
have any of
throw the
those,
chips
yeah.
at you.
Mr. Smith, so nice to see you again. And back to the
Right.
plane, they're like, why are you
Yeah.
here?
But that flight, whether it was great or not, got you to
Yeah,
southern
why-
Utah.
yeah. Why did
Yeah.
I go to Utah? Okay, so
Such a fantastic part of the country, southern Utah. Tell me about southern Utah.
Nissan had partnered with Overland Expo, which is a huge overlanding kind of off-roading. The difference between overlanding and off-roading, just quickly, the way I like to think about it is that like off-roading, you go out in your car, you go find something to tackle, you drive up it, it's very exciting, but then you can just go home and go to bed. Overlanding is you do all that stuff and then you might sleep in a tent on top of your truck. So we did frankly, it was more of an off-roading 2-day drive with
Okay.
Nissan in the Frontier.
Did you sleep outside?
We
Or
did
on
sleep
top of a truck?
outside, but it was like in under canvas.
You were
tents
glamping.
and whatnot.
Gotcha,
Yeah, it was
gotcha, one of those.
I didn't want to sound
Mr.
too
LL
fancy.
Bean.
It was
Come on.
very hot. I'll say that it was extreme. It was not as humid as it is
Yeah, it's
here
a
in
dry heat.
Boston.
Yeah, as we
but
said.
And
Drive
don't
me.
forget, he
Yeah,
did
but it-
have to fly American to
I
get
did
there.
have to
Ugh,
fly
Okay.
that
American.
alone, that's
So-
like practically camping on an
And-
airplane.
I always forget how little shade there is in the desert. There's like
That's a good
absolutely
point.
nothing.
You literally crawl under a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was an incredible trip. Really, I mean,
But what were you driving? Because
So
this is
I
an
drove a
automotive podcast. What were you
Nissan
driving?
Frontier Pro 4X.
Ostensibly.
There we go. Yeah.
And our test truck, we actually kind of lucked out. We got to drive one that had a bunch of Nismo aftermarket
Cool.
off-roading stuff on. So it had like the beadlock wheels with BF Goodrich tires. It had an extra lift on it. It was terrific. I drove with this fabulous guy, Stephen Edwards, writes for Overland Journal, Expedition
cool. So he
Portal.
knew what he was doing.
Really knew what he was doing. I was kind of like...
So you were the babe in the woods
I
for
was
this.
like secretly interviewing him, and then afterwards I was like, hey, do you mind if I quote you a few times?
I've been recording you this whole
Interview.
time.
Yeah, he was lovely. The whole trip was really eye-opening. And like
Yeah.
we obviously we tested a Nissan Pro 4X here in New England, but to get it out into that environment, it really does kind of open your eyes to the true capability of the vehicle.
Cool.
And we're all fans of the Frontier. Every time it
Love
comes
it.
up. And
Love
I was
it
reading
so
the
much.
comments on your YouTube short.
Yeah. Yep.
And boy, that has a cult following. And as other trucks evolve into just like small 4-cylinders that are turbocharged within an inch of their life, what's great about the Frontier, old school V6, naturally aspirated, and you see the people in the comments being like, that's why I bought it. I love this truck. It has all that capability. It's still old school, and that's becoming its like identity now as everything else sort of moves forward.
Yeah.
It's a great truck.
Yeah,
And
they're
what I
cool.
like
They're cool.
most about it that I didn't really put together until we had the opportunity to really drive it in true mixed terrain setting is that the Frontier feels like, as driving it, feels like an old school truck, but it does still have a lot of the modern tech features
Yeah.
that make it capable.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it has heavy steering. It has a naturally aspirated V6, but there was a 2015 Xterra Pro 4X
wow.
with us in
Oh,
it.
cool.
Interesting.
And we got to an area where they're on the radio and they're like, you're definitely going to want to put it in rock mode for this. And we did. And like, you can actually feel when you're on rock or in sand, you can feel the different throttle mapping. But the guy in the Xterra was like, excuse me, does the Xterra have rock mode? And the response on the radio was just, yeah, it's the pedal on the right. So it was
Shut
like
up,
a
nerd.
nice demonstration of how this feels old school, but it is not old.
Yeah.
It is still a
And
modern, capable vehicle.
they're also not like $65,000. Like they're
Right,
still
right.
relatively affordable for a truck these days. And you know, that's
We did a
big
comparison
advantage of it.
on the Frontier Pro 4X versus the Tacoma TRD Pro.
don't
I
get me
want to say
started.
it was a 25. and granted, the TRD Pro has a bit more advanced kit that Nissan just doesn't sell stock
Nor
for the
should it.
Pro 4X. But the difference was like 30 grand.
Yeah, it's
It was
absurd.
astonishing. You would almost buy another Pro 4X.
Right.
So yeah, that was great. I
fun.
also went down to Virginia with Mazda to
you
see
crashed
the
cars.
the IIHS crash testing facility, and we got to see them slam a Mazda CX-5 at 40 miles an hour into a concrete barrier.
Wow.
It was awesome. It lasts the point of impact and like what they're actually capturing on camera and with their sensors to do the crash test analysis is 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's like I got on a plane, I went to Virginia, I drove out
Yeah.
to like the middle of nowhere to this facility, did an hour and a half tour of the facility, really fasting stuff, and then boom, let's go home.
Yeah, so there's also a short available on Matt's experience there. And when you gave me the footage to edit it, I was like, where's the rest of it? It was literally one crash.
One car.
But as I've said, IIHS has an Instagram account, and they
Yes.
always put the crash videos
Yes.
on
Yeah.
it. And it's as a guy who, when I was a kid, used to smash my Legos and my cars and stuff. It's awesome to watch and it's informative. They'll like show you. Okay, they just had like the Toyota Land Cruiser, and they've modified.
Okay.
Right? They've upgraded their overlap test.
Yes. Yeah.
And not
and
all
that's
the
what they were
vehicles.
testing with
So
Mazda.
like last year, if you scored, good, you may not score good this year, and they're retesting some vehicles. It's fascinating to see.
Well, if you want to see a little look behind the scenes, go check out that video on YouTube. Both your videos on YouTube.
There we go.
Yeah, it was a hoot. And it's great to be
A
back.
hoot. Yes, welcome back, my friend. I'm glad you're here.
Oh, he called you his friend.
I did.
Now I'm your friend.
Now he's your friend.
You're
Yeah.
my
Right.
friend. Finest friend.
Yeah. Pretty sure I drove you home the other night.
Okay, so all that preamble out of the way, we have a fun episode today. We're doing one of the draft episodes, which we like to do.
Your shirt.
My shirt, okay.
Is it
So
Yeah, I'll
if
look
you're
at that.
if you're viewing on video platforms, which you can see on Spotify, it's the weirdest shirt I own.
That is a weird shirt.
It is a it's the Frankenstein monster surrounded by ice cream and a rainbow over top of his head. So it's the weirdest shirt I have.
Did you purchase that?
Yeah, what is this shirt for?
I do, and I don't remember why.
Is it a?
It kind of
like a
looks like
band
the
or like
shirt.
a-
You wouldn't remember why.
I don't know why I have it.
Does it say anything on the back?
No, it's like a Lisa. Okay, it's like a Lisa Frankenstein
Acid
shirt.
trip.
Lisa,
Yeah.
Lisa Frankenstein. That's what it is.
Lisa Frank.
So yeah, it felt like the perfect shirt to wear for today.
perfect.
So
Yeah.
welcome.
I mean, there's no other opportunity in your life where you'd have a more specific chance to
know.
wear that shirt.
Let's make sure the people can see.
Yeah, give it a full look.
See there?
So anyway, yeah, what is the Frankenstein episode? Now that people are like, I don't know what's going on.
We are
So
going
much about
to
the shirt.
we're going to draft basically a car made up of all of our favorite parts of other cars. So we're going to go in order, or a snake draft order, as we do, and we're going to go part by part. So we are going to go sequentially. So we're picking the same parts, and then the next thing, and then the next thing.
There's five parts.
There's five parts.
Components, right?
And Matt, I think you were going to run through the rules and,
Sure.
and the actual segments
Yeah.
that we're going to focus on. So take it away.
The first thing, just off the top, this was a terrible idea.
Great.
Prepping for this episode, I felt like Charlie Kelly last night.
Nobody's-
No one knows who that is.
No one
yeah,
knows that.
from Always Sunny, where he's got like the strings and
yes.
like the murder
Did you say
investigation
Charlie?
board. Just Charlie.
Yeah, I didn't know. I never knew he had a last name.
I like confused myself so much last night trying to do the mental gymnastics of creating my dream
Because
car.
we're creating a car that doesn't exist.
Right.
And in a form that probably doesn't exist.
Well,
So,
so-
that was the big
product planners, listen up, because this is what we want you guys to be building.
The five categories.
Yes. That's a good
what'd you
place
call
to
it?
start.
Components.
Components,
That's a good way to phrase
sure.
it.
Yeah,
that's
Round
helpful.
one, chassis. So think like chassis, suspension, how the car handles, what
wheels,
it's
yeah.
capable of. You know, is it a corner carver or is it an off roader, something like that. Round two, powertrain. I definitely lean more heavily into just picking the engine here, but
Yeah,
extra
I would agree.
points if you have a transmission of choice or a drivetrain, I guess, of choice.
I just picked engine.
But primarily we're looking at engine.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I did.
Round three, I feel like this is when Elliot's really going to shine.
Oh boy.
Interior. So this is like, you know.
Are you implying I don't know much about the mechanics of cars?
Not, I mean, it's
How
the
dare you.
implication. We're talking about like seats, upholstery, ergonomics.
Yeah.
Round four is tech. So
Right.
the
screens.
interior is kind of like more about like what is touching you, and tech is like what you're interfacing with
Yes.
in terms of, you know, the touch screen or the driver display, maybe the stereo if that matters to you. And round five, definitely the most like convoluted of all of them is design language.
Yeah.
So we're kind of looking at a brand level here rather than a specific car. I would say this, at least in my mental gymnastics last night, I was tying very closely to chassis. I was like, I don't want it to look like a 911 if I'm drafting a 4Runner chassis.
Sure, but that's the beauty of it.
But I guess that's the
Be
beauty of it.
creative. This is the skin we're wrapping around that weird thing we've just created.
Yeah, it's supposed to
Exactly.
look like the Frankenstein monster at the end. A bunch of different pieces that maybe make sense, but maybe they don't.
Oh, mine don't make any
Exactly.
sense.
I think
It's the
that's-
coolest
I
vehicle.
think it's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and then after that, I guess we'll do a little reveal of, you know, we'll
Yeah.
go through our
Describe
cars
your
and-
monster.
Yeah, describe your monster.
So that's what we're gonna do.
My notes are so convoluted that
You-
I
I
think
have, like-
you guys are
look,
just
look,
going to
here's
end
my
up.
notes right there. That's it. Don't look at my answers.
Oh wow!
Five categories with a vehicle next to it.
This
No notes.
I'm just telling you now. I'm just going to go.
Oh my!
Oh boy.
I'm just
Whoa.
going to go from my heart.
Audio listeners,
Folks,
Matt
he
just
threw his notebook on
threw his
the-
notebook.
I need to get that.
Unprecedented move. Yeah, look, he can't.
Yeah,
He
Natalie.
can't not.
I can't do it.
Are you? How do you feel? Matt's nervous. I'm feeling good. Are you feeling like?
like something cool as
Do you
a
like
cucumber.
what you've researched? Do you like where you're going with this? Okay,
No,
cool.
not at all. I don't feel ready at all.
Perfect. Okay, so like I said, we're going to do a snake draft, which means 1 through 4, then 4 through 1, like that. I have already randomized
all right.
the
2 and
list.
3 are always going to be 2 and 3.
You've already rigged the order.
No. I actually don't like where I am.
I find Elliot's ethics unimpeachable.
Hey, I love that,
I-
and I love that word.
Hey.
Hey, and now I better be number one
Well,
or number
Okay.
4 because then you get to double back.
I hate to tell you.
Double back
you
from
need
number
a
one
rhythm.
too.
So I used random.org.
Yeah.
Totally random, unimpeachable.
It's a .org, so you can trust it.
That's true. Not for profit. The order is number 1, Natalie.
Ooh.
There we go.
So get ready, Natalie.
Bravo.
Number
Can I
2.
pick what order categories we're doing then?
No.
No, 'cause
We
we
are.
said it.
We're going to
We
go
have a-
in the order that.
We're kind of building from the ground up.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 1, Natalie. Number 2, yours truly, Elliot. Number 3, Dave.
Yeah, I know. The
Yep.
worst position.
And number 4,
I take
Matt.
back everything I said.
You're on the
On the turn
cleanup.
When he says I don't like. I actually don't like my spot. That's when you know he did rig it. He's like, it's
Me?
just obfuscation. Yeah.
Oh, look what happened. I hit my spot.
Oh no, guys. Yeah.
I need to have somebody watch me when I do the random just to get a third
There are
party.
3 people here who could have.
Well, then, but
Just saying.
you would know.
Yeah, but then we would have seen you hit randomize
So we're
another
starting-
time and
again.
another time and another time.
We're starting with chassis?
We're starting with chassis / platform.
All right.
Okay.
Lead-off hitter
Natalie.
is our friend Natalie Harrington.
Big winner. What you got?
I'm gonna go Toyota GR86.
Ooh.
Sports car handling. Yeah. Claimed.
Okay.
No one else can have it.
We should
it's
say
mine.
that once something is claimed, it's off the board.
And I think
That's
that
right.
means
Yeah.
Subaru BRZ is off the board too, right?
Yeah, same chassis.
Yeah. That might have been a loophole. I
Okay.
don't think anyone else has it, but if
Well,
they do,
so-
make your argument and we can think about it. That's a good choice. That's
the
a
same.
great car.
That's my argument.
Would that be the TNG platform or TNGA platform?
No. We're not taking entire platforms.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
that would be very fair because that would be
That's
a
what we're doing.
lot of
Chassis
things.
/ platform.
Well, that would eliminate, like, some brands use one platform. Nah.
That's how I thought about it.
I think, like, more model
I'm
specific.
kind of leaning at Elliot's.
Hey!
I just feel like challenge is good. Challenge is good.
I mean, it doesn't affect me.
Okay.
I would say no because that.
Okay.
I don't know. I think more
It seems
model
really
specific.
broad. Yeah.
I-
we-
Okay, then
I
I
love
can
that.
I can go
Maybe
car
not
based
like
on what made me think
TNG,
that.
but you could take maybe TNGA.
Okay.
I don't know what
Yeah.
the A means, but like K is their truck platform.
Right.
That
like,
would be different.
Yeah, Natalie
but
shouldn't. Yeah, choosing that shouldn't
in general,
disallow you from choosing a
Yes.
truck.
Okay.
when Dave starts to feel boxed in, I feel like we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, and it tends to happen on every single draft. Although I'm sitting pretty. Like
When
no
he
one's
starts to
taken mine yet.
panic, we know
Yep.
it's working.
I'm just a man of principle. All right,
Natalie, tell us
yeah.
about driving the
GR86.
GR86, FRS, BRZ, all the cars that you've taken off the board.
Yeah. I mean, with the chassis choice specifically, I was really just thinking about handling and like wanting something fun and super responsive and like super planted. And that was what came to mind when I was thinking about press cars I've driven. Yeah.
And I think anyone who's driven one of those is like, needs more power. Oh my God, this chassis is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this
And
is your
now it needs more
opportunity.
power because the chassis can handle it. So yeah, I think that's a
it's
great starting
apparent.
point.
That's true. And we'll
I
see
can't
what I
wait
get
for
from
her
my
to put a
powertrain.
twin turbo Corvette
That's
ZR1
people should
engine.
be doing to that chassis. It can handle
Just
it.
put an LS in it.
Yeah, right.
That's what we're always saying at home. Maybe that's the move. Let's get that. and
Maybe
then we'll
that's
put an
the
LS1
move.
in it. We'll be all set.
Good choice.
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
you.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Lexus NX 350 F Sport with the F Sport handling.
So the small crossover.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a very strange pick.
You don't like my
yeah.
pick?
No, I think I know where you're going with it. No, it's just as a surprise.
Maybe more versatile, I guess.
So
That's where he's going. Yeah, he's leaving himself room for this like true monster.
again, I was
It's a
thinking
different platform.
I was thinking of it as a platform. So what I have is that that platform also underpins the Camry, the Grand Highlander, the NX, the TX.
Yeah, live a little here, man.
Yeah. So I was
So
choosing.
he was trying to screw us.
No, I was
It's a mundane platform, but none of you have anything to choose from now.
again in the categories. Platform was the
yeah,
thing.
we should have
So
clarified
I
that
chose
earlier.
a platform.
Okay.
So I'm taking the TNGA or the GAK platform.
Okay.
For the
But-
Lexus NX.
Okay, for the NX. All
Yes.
right. I'm curious to see where we're going. Where you're going with this? What you build on top of it?
I'm not. I
This
don't
is
know.
like a Lego. You're building a Lego car.
What do you like about that platform?
I had the Lexus NX a couple months ago, and I just found it to be really. It was pretty stiff, and I found
It was deeply uncomfortable to drive. I loved it.
no, but like it was really confident when I did find some corners,
Okay.
which isn't common where I live, but there is
he was in that Lexus crossover, really throwing it into the hairpins.
again. I was choosing a platform, and I'm now choosing a car to match
let you
what
know.
the rest of the room did. But yeah, I just found it to be really confident in the couple corners I could find.
I love it.
Around my house. So
All right.
next on the list is Dave.
So I'm gonna go. I'm like doing a last second confidence loss. Ford Raptor
yeah, this is a good
Ooh.
pick.
Bronco or Bronco Raptor.
Bronco Raptor, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm in it, we'll build on top of it, but I'm in it
Good for
for
you.
I'm in it for like just big squishy springs and shocks and squishiness, but also adaptability, right? Different modes you can use with it. We're gonna Frankenstein the snot out of this thing. So
he's been in Boston for 3 days. He's already thinking, I need something squishier, something firm suspension.
I need to get outside.
Yeah. These roads, I've lost my feelings. No, it's we'll see, because I got plans to build on top of it. So that's where we're starting with the Raptor. I knew it was gonna be a Raptor of some kind. It was like, do I do the truck or the Bronco or the Ranger? We'll go Bronco.
Okay.
I love that pick. I actually, so in my investigative pin board where I was putting all tying the strings and trying to make sense of everything. I did have on one side, it was the Ford F-150 Raptor. I was like, well, I could do this avenue. I could do something like this, but it's been taken. Essentially, I won't take the F-150 Raptor. If you've taken the Bronco Raptor, variety is the spice of life. I'm gonna pick whatever underpins the BMW 5 Series.
Interesting.
Because it's
Doesn't
a pretty long wheelbase. It's comfortable.
Okay.
It cruises on the highway like a dream.
Gosh. Yeah.
And yet if
180 miles an hour.
you don't even need the M5. You get like a what is it, 550M or M550?
Yep.
That thing will rip.
Yeah.
So it feels like a best of both worlds for me. I'm not going to go my big off-roader route. So the next best thing is just a very capable, composed, comfortable highway cruiser that you can have fun in.
I like it.
Fantastic.
I see no fault.
Wow, great.
Fault.
And now I guess I get to pick
You go
engine.
again.
Yeah.
Now you're first in the engine
So now we're doing
category.
engine.
So I kind of wanted.
Mine's up well. We're actually in table order. That's
No, we're not.
Oh, look at that.
Aren't we?
You and I are switched.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Truly,
Okay, wow,
truly
I'm
randomized.
Really out of it.
Truly
today.
randomized.
Whatever you say, Elliot. What you
I
got,
am
Matt?
tired.
Well, I'm vamping a little bit right now.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
how tired I am, will you?
You have a tired off?
Yeah. So
Who's more
Who's more
tired?
tired? The guy from the West Coast or the mom?
Or the one who's been at home with her baby? You've been in a
I'm
hotel
gonna-
this whole
I'm gonna
time.
cede that to you immediately as
You've
I
been
say
in
it
a
out
hotel
loud.
all week.
Yep, I completely.
You have only yourself to blame.
I do. It's true. Yeah, you win that one by a
you went
mile.
out to dinner last night. Thanks for buying me some time,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I couldn't decide
buddy.
if I wanted to continue down just like the big sports sedan route and pick something like a a twin turbo V8, but that feels boring to me. So I'm going to go with the GMC 3-liter Duramax diesel inline 6.
And this is on your
This is on
5
my
Series
this is on my
platform.
5 Series
Yeah, we
chassis.
Okay.
That's the point.
Truly Frankensteining
That's the goal.
Now I'm getting close to 30 miles per gallon on the highway. I have 495 pound-feet of torque. I can tow basically a house. And honestly, I think those GM 3-liter diesels are peaches. I think they sound nice. I think they pull really well. A lot of times diesel engines, I feel like they would give you 210 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, but this is relatively balanced. I'm still getting over 305 horsepower. RPM 1500-ish before it hits that peak performance.
So low.
Jeez. Yeah. So
Not even moving.
why not? And diesel is expensive, but so is gasoline now. So,
What is it?
what's the downside?
All right.
Also, I wanted to be weird.
Yep.
And as I said,
And succeeded.
I wasn't overly prepared. We're going on vibes.
Vibe. That is the
Hard
point.
ones,
Yeah.
hard ones.
You want to
Yeah.
end with a
Yep.
really vibey car. Dave, you are next on the list.
So I'm going with the Porsche Taycan.
Okay.
You know, it just
Oh.
sound like a Turbo GT powertrain. So this is, I had to look up the horsepower. I knew it was over 1,000. 1,019 horsepower. 1,019 horsepower. 914 pound-feet of torque.
And
How much torque does yours have?
your Brock? Yeah, not that many.
0 to 60, 2.2 seconds with the car.
I like that you picked the all-electric platform that they still put turbo on.
Yes, yeah, which is going to be
Yeah.
just insane. But also, moderately useful, right? In the real world, 276 miles. And again, that's with the Taycan GT or the Turbo GT. So my weird Frankenstein would never get that, but decent efficiency out of an incredibly fast package. There's also a push to pass button for an extra 163 horsepower for 10 seconds. I love that. Yeah, there we go. 1,000 horsepower.
This is a weird game.
That's the whole point. I love it. And you can DC fast charge it too. So
Yeah, fair point.
because I'm going to need it. Because this thing's going to have the range of a potato. So.
Okay.
Is that 800 volt?
Yeah,
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
So we are back to me, and in a similar vein, I am also choosing an electric powertrain.
There you
Wow.
go. That's
On top of
that's what I
my-
love. That's what I love about this.
So I'm taking again, now that I have a car in mind for the platform, a smallish compact crossover, I'm putting on the Rivian R1S quad
Oh.
engine powertrain.
Wow, that's powerful.
So
Do you have
each one
more?
of my wheels gets a motor. That's looking at me like it doesn't.
This chassis selection, as we go on, is just going to get stranger and stranger.
Oh, and you know what? You have 6 more horsepower than I do.
And again,
Eat it.
I wasn't thinking
Yeah.
of it as the
You have a lot
vehicle.
more-
I was thinking of the platform.
No,
so that's
yeah,
where my
yeah.
whole
You have a lot
mind
more
was.
torque.
So
Yeah.
so on the R1S, these quad motors, I have the notes here, get me over 1,000 horsepower, 1,025 horsepower.
Beat me by 6.
But if I have it on the Lexus NX,
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot faster than
Yeah,
it
yeah,
would be
that's a
on the
hot rod.
R1S. So 2.6 seconds 0 to 60 in the NX, probably like 1.2, 1.3,
Sure.
something like that.
Yeah.
And the
You
range.
tell yourself that.
The range on the R1S is 374. You know it's jumping up in the NX. So I have a quick, fast,
hate it.
nice handling, just hyper fast EV kind of monster I'm
You have
building
almost
here.
300 foot-pound
Put it on
feet
like
of
a
torque more than I
911
do.
chassis? Like what?
No, but he's got to drive the kids to school.
okay.
Come on.
Yeah,
You
I
do
don't-
you.
I don't
Elliot's
want,
our everyman.
Elliot's doing Elliot.
and again, the reason I was trying to be strategic with picking the Toyota platform that
You were.
underpins a ton of vehicles,
You were.
not just the
Yeah.
NX.
I know.
That's
You're
just the one I've been in most
sneaky man.
recently. So that is my choice.
I'm surprised you didn't choose a minivan platform. Or is that a minivan
Well,
platform?
minivan might make an appearance later on in the list. Natalie.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Okay, so I'm the last one to pick powertrain, right?
Yes, you
so can I talk about 2 because I won't be taking
Sure,
one away
why
from
not?
anybody?
Why not?
So let's start with I don't think that my GR86 chassis can handle 1,000
Oh,
horsepower.
yeah, you can. Come on. This is Fantasyland. Do it to it.
Maybe it can. No, so I was originally thinking Integra Type S / Civic Type R powertrain.
that was my other one. That I
Yeah,
was,
like
yeah.
that. But you guys have got me thinking. Like, live a little.
Go
Not
weird.
that that's not great. This is not that weird. But now I'm leaning at like M3. You know, because still get the manual.
The way you said that
we're
was,
making it rear
I'm
wheel
thinking
drive again.
M3.
Yeah.
Now, let's have some excitement. It's a great choice.
Yes. Yeah, and it's significantly more power than what you get in the GR86 with
Yeah.
the base.
What is the M3 these
so
days?
M3,
And it's all day power. You don't have to charge.
you don't have to charge. You don't have to worry about your potato range.
In a
Your potato
BJ's
range,
parking lot. Yeah.
So there's like base, competition,
Which I think is the
X-Drive, and CS.
base might be the only one that comes with the manual now.
I thought they had like a last hurrah version.
Like a final edition.
Also, yeah,
situation.
that also had a manual, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, so like 470.
473 with a
473.
6-speed manual. That's a delightful.
That's
Yeah.
really
Oh my
helpful.
gosh.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an upper limit to horsepower where it stops. Like the number just becomes arbitrary. Like if you get
It doesn't
over,
mean anything anymore.
it used to be like 350. Anything with more than 350 horsepower, you're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And it's definitely gone up. I don't know if it's like 500 or 600, but like 473. When you tell me 473 horsepower, I think, yeah,
That's
you can
a
like
lot.
contextualize
That's-
that
yeah,
in your
that's
head,
it.
right?
I know
Yeah.
what that feels like.
Yeah.
So they just for maybe you want this one. They are doing a limited edition M3 CS Henschalter. That's the one, the version that they did. It's like my last
Bless you.
name.
I think it's a little more guttural there.
Yeah. You're excused.
Henschalter.
You're excused.
Like they did with the Z4. So there is sort of a special edition final version CS. So
And
the
it's manual?
CS, yeah, and manual.
Oh, okay. All right. Dibs.
Yeah, take that. And that would have all of the horsepower, right? That's over 500, right? The
Perfect.
CS.
And so I still feel like I could
Oh
drive
wait, no,
this
it's still
without like
473.
Well, that's good. Over 500 would be too much. You know,
Yeah, you don't want like
yeah.
1,000 plus.
Yeah.
I do
Anybody
feel like
who
I could
goes
drive
over
this without
500
like
is just-
special lessons, you know, or like where they only let you take your car to the track and you can't drive it on the street. So
They
I,
say
want, I
that-
want something I can live with.
That 6-speed manual can't handle the power of the 550 horsepower
Wow.
of the standard CS, so they're giving you the 473.
I love when they say stuff like this. It's like
And then
they
come out with
can't
like a
and
new
then,
version
then
later.
2 years later,
We fixed it.
actually, it can.
Yeah. But anyway, I like that.
Okay.
Good choice.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you got approval from people. That,
And now
that must be nice.
You get to go again.
Oh,
get to go
yeah.
again.
So interior, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
Now,
interior next? Is that
Interior is next.
let's clarify. Am I picking an entire interior? Or am I picking seats? Like I was seeing different things on the notes. Here.
What we have on our run of show,
Okay.
it's interior/seats. Where
Okay,
you
so it's the
actually
whole
live,
thing.
materials,
You are
seat
picking
comfort,
the
layout,
interior of a
and
car.
ergonomics.
Yeah.
Just none of the screens in
you
front
can
of you, but
replace
everything
the
like behind
tech.
you, I guess.
Yeah.
The seat
Yeah.
and-
Okay. So
So,
it's
like,
not just the seat.
Your center cubby,
But you could
your
leave,
cup
like,
holder
if
positioning.
you're in it for the seats, I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, the seats in X car are fantastic, I want them in my Franken car. You've sold me.
Yeah, but we're also going to make you like take the headliner and the dashboard and
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And it has to be a mass market car, right? I can't be like it has to be on sale right now.
I guess
Wait,
it's up to
do
you.
you want the
It has to be
Ferrari
a
Luce?
No. Like Carrera GT.
I might be changing
No.
my-
No, it's new stuff.
New stuff.
gotta be new
Okay.
stuff.
I do think though that I'm still gonna go Porsche and I'm gonna take those 911 adaptive seats.
Really good choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so question: does that take all Porsche models off
All
the
911s.
interior or 911s?
911.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Those are fantastic, and there's like a
But-
wide variety of seats.
but
you can
that
get, and
means-
they're all incredible. There's like
Yeah,
carbon
they're-
backed. There's like the sports seats.
Yep.
There's,
Yeah.
I'm thinking that like 18-way
Yeah, yeah.
adjustability.
They're, like, really good grand. Yeah,
I
they're-
think those would work for me and
They,
Alex.
they vent
you know?
and heat at the same time.
Right.
At
Yeah.
the same time. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You don't think you need
It
it.
is cool.
Then you try
But
it.
then you get to be
say,
like
"This
a
is
And then you
little
really see
orchid,
Your
like,
body's like, what the heck?
finely tuned in your
Exactly. You're like, I'm
Perfect
warm,
little
but
environment.
I'm not sweaty. It's lovely. It's
a great place to be.
Now, keep in mind, this does mean that the 911 is off the table.
Yeah.
The 911 Carrera, the 911 GTS, the 911 Turbo, the 911.
We're gonna be here all day. We know. We get it.
ET3. She took all the 911s.
Yeah, of which there are many.
Yeah.
All right, no, great pick. Those are
Thank you. All right. I like how this is shaping up.
This is gonna be a cool car.
So, what do you have so far? You have the.
I have the chassis of the GR86
Yeah.
/ BRZ. I have the M3 powertrain. And then the 911
I'm gonna come borrow this car.
seats.
Yeah.
Interior. Yeah.
See, the
I
nice
think
you're
you'll be
making
comfortable
just like
in
a
the seats.
very nice, cohesive,
That's the thing. Mine
thoughtful
is
package.
not cohesive. Yours
That's,
is like
yeah,
this
mine's
could
not that
be-
much fun in terms of like Frankenstein, but it's
That's
fun
true,
in terms
but-
of like I would like this.
Yes,
And it's
purity
going to be
of, like,
very exciting when you
ethos.
put it on like a Volvo V60 station wagon
Oh,
platform.
where's it going? you laugh. All right, Elliot.
Okay.
What you got,
so
bub?
what I am taking for my interior,
Is the Lexus?
no, no.
Is the Toyota Camry?
So again, when
The Sienna, obviously.
I thought we were picking like a brand, like for example, Porsche's interior, and that would take all Porsche. I am taking the Cadillac Escalade.
Nice.
Ooh,
okay.
I thought about that.
Yes.
That would have been like my second
I
choice.
actually
Yes.
didn't think about it, but I feel like I should have.
Great choice.
I am, as you guys know from yesterday, we shot a video yesterday. It was warm.
Are
And
we stretching the wheelbase?
you can do whatever you
It
want.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
None of
Okay.
this matters.
I just want to make sure we're talking about an Escalade that like you're getting the space
Yeah.
of that, not
Yeah.
just the seats.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Okay.
It's a Frankenstein.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is like Harry Potter's tent.
Yeah, or you
Exactly.
can shrink it too if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I didn't think
Yeah, none of
about
it
it
matters.
that way.
Elliot
Okay.
has SpaceX money,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's building whatever car he wants.
I'm the world's second trillionaire.
Yeah.
We should know we're recording this early, so there might be more than one.
There might be one, or it might be more than one. Yeah. Well, there is two. There might be more
Sure,
than two.
they're all nice guys.
So I run hot, as you guys are aware. It was a hot day. The filming was a hot experience. I run hot. I need ventilated seats. So
Yeah,
that was like a non-negotiable. I need ventilated seats. But I love the experience of being on the highway, turn on Super Cruise,
That's tech.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying put on a massage.
Yeah.
That's so just
Massaging
sitting there,
cooled seats.
having the car drive me and being
Yeah.
massaged.
Yeah.
Yes, Super Cruise is tech, but it's involved in my seat comfort.
Yeah.
And in an Escalade, you just got tons and tons of space. You know,
I like it.
but it's mainly those seats. The seats were
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, no, the interiors of those are nice.
The tech, I wouldn't choose it for my tech choice because I didn't love the tech. It was good, but I didn't love it. But the seats, pretty okay.
I will say, I don't film with you often, and it
Yeah.
was super humid yesterday. You're one of these people, you run hot, but it's not as visible. Whereas, like, I feel like
disagree.
It's visible.
I feel like when I run hot, it's like I'm a shiny mess and it's gross and it's all like the sweat. But you like
I feel like that describes me
you were
yesterday.
dying. Like you didn't look like you were a
Elliot's
swamp monster.
t-shirt was practically
just don't touch him.
translucent.
Yeah, don't
He
touch
was
him.
very focused. I think that's why. It's because you were so focused on getting the job done.
Yeah.
You weren't like,
It was a busy shoot.
going, oh my God, I'm so hot. Like
The highlight was when the
second,
neck
like me.
fan came out. When Elliot realized that he had his
forgot I
neck
brought it.
fan with him.
The delight and like
were so
the glee
delighted.
when he spotted it in the
Those
truck.
neck
Like,
fans
I have this.
Guys, it's like
I've never tried
$13
one.
on
Have you guys
Amazon.
tried one of those things? They're actually kind of cool.
fabulous.
No pun
Frankly, I
intended.
wish I had it now.
I couldn't
Okay.
wear it on camera, so
That's true.
What would I do?
It just looks like headphones, but
On
it's
and
like
off
yeah.
the whole time?
You can wear
Yeah.
whatever you want on camera.
they're delightful. I'm in like full dad
Elliot will
mode.
make me turn it off because it'll be like whirring or something.
We would hear it. Yeah. Okay. I chose the Escalade. Dave,
Yeah.
you are next
So
for your.
we're doing seats.
It's interior slash
Interior,
seats.
yeah.
Well, okay. So here's why I clarified
Yeah.
that Natalie was taking just 911 because I'm going to take Cayenne.
Okay.
For seats and everything behind you. Man, anyone who's been in a Porsche interior recently, those things are just solid as a rock. It's like you took granite and covered it with leather in a good way. Like everything, the build quality, it feels like a car that can go 200 miles an hour on the Autobahn without, for years without any issues. Very comfortable seats. That's what I'm taking.
Okay.
Cayenne
That's
all
your
the way.
second Porsche in a row.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost had
Dave's a
more than
Porsche
that,
guy.
but
I ran into this in my planning. I'd be like, I'm going to take, let's do like the CT5 Blackwing chassis.
ooh,
And
that's
then
a
the
good
next one,
choice.
yeah.
It's one of the best chassis on the market.
And then I was like,
Yeah, actually.
ooh, and maybe what about the Cadillac CT5 Blackwing engine?
And suddenly you have a CT5
Yeah.
I was
Blackwing.
like, wait a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. For a minute, I had like all Acura components. Yeah. I was like, hold on. This is going to be
car
really
exists.
boring.
I'm just, this isn't a Frankenstein car.
Yeah, I didn't want mine just to be a Sienna at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried to jazz it up a little bit.
He mixed it with a Civic. Got wild over there.
No, I would have gone Integra. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Matt.
So you get seats or interior.
And then
What are you taking,
also,
Matt? And then also,
right around the button, you have tech right after
yes,
seats.
I do
So-
have tech. And I had to do a little double checking because I realized, am I prepared to talk about tech? For my interior, I'm taking the Nissan Aria. Now, I know they've discontinued
I
it,
love
but you
the
can go
Aria.
out and buy one right now.
Yeah.
So, like,
It counts.
It
You can
counts.
buy a
Thank
new one
you.
today.
I don't think there are many mass market cars that have come out in recent years that are so clever and innovative.
Well, and you said it in an innovative way.
In terms of their like just interior accoutrement.
Yeah.
So like the seats have been around forever. The Natalie's
Zero
loosening it
gravity.
over here.
Sorry.
The zero
French
Nissan
speaker.
zero gravity
Going on.
seats are super comfortable, particularly when you've been in them for a long drive. And you guys know because of my my 5 Series chassis and my diesel engine.
You're going
I'm
for drives.
planning to take this for a long drive. But also it has like the sliding center console.
Well, it has
It's the little drawer that slides out.
well,
They've
the
got
buttons that are sort of underneath the fake wood grain trim,
Yeah.
so you can't see it unless it's illuminated.
But they
and then
still
they sort
feel
of
like a
appear-
button.
They appear out of nowhere. Yeah, the Aria is one of the more underrated cars on the market, and that's why it's not on the
cool
market.
stuff. The interior lighting, the way
Yeah.
they've made it kind of look like Japanese lanterns. It's just
No, good choice. I would not have.
they're just
What
somebody-
color are you choosing?
Oh, for the interior. You
Yeah.
know, I have only been
'Cause they
in
have that
one that
special
is.
color.
I've only been in one that's like the typical like charcoal blackish
Okay.
gray.
Don't they have like a blue?
I had the blue one,
Like
and I
a-
thought it was.
Like
It
blue
wasn't
and
like a
rose
bright in your.
gold.
It wasn't like this wall blue.
Yeah.
It was like a subtle, like a navy blue. And it was,
just-
it
The
was
Escalade
cool.
I was
Like
in had a dark blue. Cadillac is a very dark blue.
I
Not
like a
actually-
blue
not
interior.
too dark.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I'll take the blue. Why not?
Go.
Live
Live
a
a
little.
little. Where's the
Some-
Franken car?
Some
Come on.
blue I don't like.
Some
This
blue.
It's like very subtle.
It's
I
a
think
good
this is the
blue.
blue.
I like
that. Yep.
And now I get to pick tech. And honestly, I've struggled with the
Yeah,
tech
tech
Tech is
because
tough. Tech is tough.
it's like I can love a car,
Yeah.
love everything about a car. And if I'm going to find something to annoy me, it always ends up being the tech. So like
in that screen.
I don't think I've ever given a vehicle in a review a 10 out of 10 for tech. So when
agree.
picking like my perfect tech, I was like, oh, well, it doesn't have Apple
Yeah.
CarPlay. Oh, well, like it's got too many touchscreen buttons.
What are you
Like,
going to do with Apple CarPlay?
Yeah, it's a great question.
That's true. You're Android all the way. Get out of here.
I will, and to that point, I
Good
very,
call out. Thank you.
I very nearly took the Escalade.
What are you going to
But then I was like, none of them would take the Escalade because it doesn't have CarPlay. So I'm not going to take that off the board, but you'll be pleased to hear.
Mr.
I'm
Green
going to
bubble over here in the text messages.
I'm going to take a tech that I'm pretty sure none of you guys would have picked anyways. It is specifically the Ford digital experience that they put in like the new Explorer. It was the biggest surprise of 2025 for me. How much I really liked using it. It is fast. I actually wrote some stuff down.
What models is that in right now? Like, what'd you drive?
Honestly, I just know it's in the Explorer. It might be in the. I don't
Have you
think it's in
driven the new
Expedition
with all the screens and like the?
I don't love that.
No,
this is
it's
like
better than the Navigator.
This is a smaller, simpler interface. But it's fast. It is like kind of an attractive widescreen without being like what was it? Mazda's wides. Somebody had a widescreen where I was just like, this is just too comically too wide and too
things
narrow.
Are just stretched.
But no, it works really well. Simple, functional, fast. It does require, after a certain amount of time, a subscription, which when I was testing it, there was no price yet for. So I was like, if I'm buying this car, this better not be like a 12-month subscription because I plan on owning the car for 7 years. But it works really well. And I just Googled it. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So if I get an iPhone, that won't bug me.
I was like, I feel like I did a video. Yeah, a couple months ago, did a video on the latest Ford Explorer Tremor. And one of my pros, you do 3 pros, 3 cons, is the infotainment system and the tech execution. I don't give those shits out.
It feels a little too backhanded to say, like, I was surprised that Ford had such a good tech interface. But
they've struggled with sync over the years. No, they did a great job. Yeah, I agree. Good one. I didn't even think about that one.
All right. That's 2 good ones in a row from Dave.
There we go. I know. I'm tired.
You might get Dave's vote at the end.
I'm also realizing
Are we voting at the end?
Maybe.
I'm realizing that I'm going to be last on the body language. And I feel like that's the one you really don't want to be last on.
Yeah, that's probably true.
You're going to be like, I'll take the Lexus NX.
It's a good looking car. Dave, you're up.
All right. Infotainment. I'm going to do... I agree with Matt in that, like, I don't know if there's an infotainment system where I've been like, it's a 10 out of 10. So I say this acknowledging that it is not perfect, but my recollections of using it in this brand in the past 18 months have always been positive. So the Mercedes M-Bucks, I think generally is a well-executed interface. You can find the menus and the controls you want. It isn't entirely reliant on just screens. It's got physical buttons in the right places. Big screens, bright, good layout. That's my pick.
And it is, I mean, now that the Deutschmarks have been discontinued, it is the legal tender of Germany, right?
M-Bucks. Yeah. Yep.
You know what?
Dad joke there.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Let's hit the.
All right. That was worth it.
Yep. So I spend my bucks on M-Bucks.
I agree. It is a really good system.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones where it looks really flashy and you kind of expect it to be a headache.
Yeah, you're like, oh, here we go. Yeah.
But
like
it just
BMW
works.
is flashy and is a headache.
Yeah.
Mercedes is more functional.
Nice. Good pick. Okay, I'm next. I think as far as like a mass market, I think Hyundai and Kia are some of the best tech
hands down
systems. However, I'm taking one step up and I'm going Genesis.
I don't know if I'd agree.
Well, I'm not going to get a tip of the hat from
Kia
Dave.
and Hyundai, you're right, are fantastic. Sorry, go ahead.
Though I feel like any Genesis I've been in has been like Hyundai Kia in ease of use, but it looks better to me. And I like, I think it was the G80 or the GV80. It's not 2 different screens in a housing. It's one giant widescreen. And I just really like that as a look. And it's all laid out so the wheel isn't blocking anything important. Everything you need is where it is.
So I know in Kias, when they have the one big sheet of glass for the screen, the piece between the 2 primary displays is the climate control, which you can't see because of the steering wheel. What is that in the Genesis?
It's not.
It's not there.
Okay.
It's not there.
And I'm in a Hyundai Ioniq 9 now, and that's one housing, but it's 2 distinct screens with the bezel. And that bezel, I can't do the bezel. The Genesis, I feel like it's just as usable.
It's honestly, it's the cheapest feeling thing about the Palisade.
I don't disagree there.
Yeah.
It's the UX on Genesis. I actually think it's worse than...
See, I like it.
They try to go fancy and they've lost some of the functionality that makes Hyundai and Kia so good. And I was just in a Genesis GV70, something.
Yeah.
Hell of a car.
together. Yeah. And I remember specifically being like, this is frustrating.
Okay.
It's not living up. Maybe it's because the Hyundai and Kia set the bar so high.
Sure.
And you're like, oh, you got fancy. And yeah, but anyway.
I should also note Apple CarPlay, flawless.
Flawless.
Not going anywhere.
Flawless.
And I don't know if it's in the GV80, but the mood curator that we had in the G90, that counts as tech,
you
right?
I was going to say, and you
I
like
love that. If you're sitting waiting
mood
for,
thing.
that was a school to let out.
A fun bit.
That's
in
a fun
our-
bit.
In our
You turn on
video,
it
too.
has music, it has massage, a
It's
scent.
Yeah, right.
That
yeah.
not gross. It's like I kind of like the scent. So
It's not overpowering.
Genesis
that's fun.
as a brand, I like what they're doing.
Love Genesis.
Screen and touch point wise, infotainment wise. So
Nice.
Very good.
there you go.
Very
All
good.
right.
Good justification.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
Stand
For
up
sure.
for yourself.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, don't let Dave
I'm
bully
not
you.
going to let Dave bully me. He picked M-Bucks. Have you
bullying.
seen those? Crazy. Wild.
Can't buy anything with that stuff.
I'll let have an opinion.
All right, Natalie. You are up, and then you are also finishing us off.
I'm extremely
Okay.
For the next
interested
round.
in Natalie's pick.
For tech?
Yeah.
Well, the Hyundai's still on the table, right? Because
It
that's
is.
where I
Yeah.
went with it.
Yeah.
Hyundai,
Okay.
Yeah.
Hyundai's on the table.
Hyundai, yeah, and similar to what everyone is saying, there's nothing stand out in my mind that's like, oh, that was really good. That I feel like if I went back through all my old video scripts, I could find something. But I mostly remember the bad ones.
Yeah.
And then somebody said at some point, Super Cruise is tech, and I thought, well, Hyundai was already on my list, and you get highway driving assist too on a lot of models, right? So that's
Driving
like,
assist 2.
yeah. It's like it's close. It's not Super Cruise or Blue Cruise, but it's approaching
It's
that.
not even close.
Yeah, I like the way it's divided up. I actually prefer the Hyundai and Kia versions to
Do
the
you?
Genesis one specifically. So I'm glad you didn't take those.
I'm
off
a
the
outlier.
table. I actually did have BMW on the iDrive on my list too. Like if someone took
Well, the
Hyundai.
latest version where it's all screen,
Yeah.
I don't like.
Okay.
Like up until a year ago, maybe it was better.
Yeah.
This one is just too reliant, and
Is that- okay, so it's
form
like
over function
too
in a
few
really
buttons.
annoying way. Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
This was but it's only on like the latest BMWs.
Okay.
My issue with iDrive is just the display scene. There's too many things that I can touch that bring up a different menu. Like normally, like if you press like home, you just get like a home menu. But
just go
on the
home.
home screen you can
Oh.
press like this square or that
Yeah.
square or that, and they all bring up something very different.
Or if you hit
and
the
like I
apps
never
button
really
on
know
BMW,
how.
it
Yeah,
brings up like 50 different apps.
I
You're
never
like,
quite
that's
know
too
how to
much.
get to what I need to get to.
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
I mean, Hyundai is pretty unimpeachable
Yeah.
choice,
I like the way
particularly
it's divided up.
the like current version. I did not like when it was just like rows of purple little
Yeah.
icons. But what they're doing
didn't hate
today
that.
is, well, you have better vision than me.
I don't know if that's
I'd be
Famously untrue.
I would be doing 65 miles.
Famously.
It's true. I do have perfect vision,
Yeah.
but
It's
I
one,
have terrible
my-
vision.
a lot of
Yeah.
things annoy me about you. You having perfect vision is
One,
better than
I'm just
perfect.
Near the top of the list.
It's near the top.
It's a long list.
Is it in the top 10?
I
It's
know
number 12, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know which gate in the airport is ours, like 50 feet before
Way before
Elliot.
Elliot does.
I actually thought somebody was going to take Honda because, to your point on like everything is too, like there's always something that annoys me. The Honda Civic, every time I get in that, I'm just like, well, they
Simple.
clearly just want me to pair my phone.
It's too
There's,
basic.
Yeah.
there's
It's like
two
it's too
physical
old.
buttons. There's a
I-
home and a
yeah.
back.
It's simple, but it's too old.
Honda
too
Acura
old.
was on my list.
I thought that was
Of
the
ones you
feature
might
though.
take.
If Genesis
Yeah.
would be taken.
Oh, interesting.
I appreciate the simplicity, and I default to CarPlay so often
Yeah.
that like Honda's just like, yes, do that.
It's almost comical how
And the
they're
screens are
they're
never
like,
too big.
Well, and they're black and white.
Yeah.
It's like if you
not a good thing.
If you do Apple CarPlay, we'll give that to you in full color. But
It's
our
the
home
CarPlay
screen now is
system.
just black and white, and here's the pair your phone
I actually think
physical button. for
The
pairing your
Prelude that I had a few months ago never would keep my phone paired. Like
Oh,
every
yeah.
time I got
I
in, it
actually-
would reset. And I was like, you want to annoy and piss off a car reviewer? Have that happen.
Yeah.
And
That happens in
oof.
our Accord too.
My
Yeah.
Accord,
Fix that, Honda.
it drops it.
Yeah.
You have one job to do. Don't drop it.
And I feel like
Well, I'm
it's
glad I
gone
didn't pick it.
backwards. Like all the Honda press cars I've had recently have less color in the infotainment screen than our 2020 whatever year it is,
Right.
Accord 2023 or something.
You have
Wow.
23?
I think so.
This is
Yeah.
newer than
I
mine,
can't remember.
too.
It's Alex. It's
a
Alex's
it's
car.
a hybrid. It's newer. It's like
All right,
it's
so
a
now,
better color.
Sonic gray.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Meanwhile,
nobody
mine
chose
is
Subaru.
so now we're doing body style, or
White
body
and
or
teeth
design
white.
language.
Design language. Okay. And we're picking an automaker.
Yeah,
well,
so
I thought
I think
This was my
should we
idea.
do body style?
Sorry, not body style, but design language.
Yeah.
This is like, it doesn't have to be just an automaker. If you say a vehicle and we all understand sort of the design ethos of that vehicle, I think that counts, right? Like, even if like not every vehicle in that brand looks just like that, right? Because most brands, there's some discrepancy between how their cars look. But if you can like say something and we're like, oh yeah, I know exactly the design language. It's a Franken car. You're wrapping this design language around your thing you've created. So
are you?
everything in that brand doesn't have to look like it. I guess is my point.
Should it be a pairing of I'm going to have like a minivan that has BMW design language? Or are we just doing
Like
design
which-
language?
Sure.
Yeah.
I love when we fine tune the rules during
On
the
air?
podcast.
Well, we do have a black and white run of show that answers the question. Do we not want
in
to?
print?
Do we not want to follow that?
Well, I just want to
guess
hear
we
Natalie's.
can.
Just say what you're going to do,
Okay.
and then
I'll follow your lead, and we'll go from there because
Okay.
I'm right after you.
I was gonna say Acura and just like take
Okay, yeah.
because I think
'Cause I know what
they're-
you mean.
Yeah, and it looks awesome on
Like
SUVs and cars,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what I was gonna end up with, at
Yeah.
first. Or actually, I didn't even remember what order we were doing this in. So.
And I suspect you are going with more of a like if it was part of the category, you would be going of a sedan body style.
Yeah, and or coupe. Yeah, but like everything I've picked really goes with that. I don't want to end up with like a truck now. Although actually, could you imagine like I think an Acura truck would look pretty good.
Yeah, I think it
That,
would.
Yeah.
that big grill really works on a lot of stuff.
I feel like they could make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take the ridge
Call us.
line and
You could.
you could really do this.
Fit
I'm sure there's a new ridge line coming down the pike.
Yeah. All right, Elliot, what you got?
Well, so I took it as shape and
followed the
practicality. And I chose minivan as my
But if you had to choose a design language,
yeah.
what
so
brand?
the
would
tough
you
part
wrap
is
this in?
because I really like your pick of Acura. I think
Thank
that's
you.
such a because like Acuras look like Acuras.
Yeah.
and I like that.
Yeah.
Whereas like Toyota's, I like Toyota's new direction, but I don't love the Sienna now. So maybe I will say the Sienna with Toyota's new design language, with their like really angular, sharp DRLs, like on the new RAV4, the Camry, and they're pretty sharp vehicles, like sharp, like physically the angles are sharp. But the Sienna currently is still pretty rounded
I
and
like
kind
the
of
Sienna
soft.
currently.
I do too.
I think it actually. I hope they don't Toyota.
Well, they're going to.
The Japanese bullet train.
Yeah, yeah. So you know what? I'm going to go with Sienna or with minivan. Sienna minivans particularly, and I don't know, whichever one's available to you.
All right, I like it.
So next up is Dave.
Yeah, so I'm going to go. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. I feel like it kind of crept up on all of us. Audi's new crossovers. So the new Q3, the new Q5, the new Q7, and the forthcoming all new Q9. Look at like Audi just a few days ago showed the new Q7.
yeah.
That's a cool design language. It's like bold, it's sleek, it's futuristic, but I think it's going to age well. It's not kind of weird. It's sort of cohesive on the front and the back. I feel like you could put it on lots of different sizes vehicles. I'm feeling where Audi's going with the design language right now. So, but if we're doing like vehicle size, I'm going to keep mine kind of small. I'm doing like a small to mid-size crossover on my, chassis that's got all the power. But it's with an Audi design language on their latest SUVs.
Nice.
Those are really cool looking.
I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah, I mean,
this
yeah.
combination of things.
Audi
Yeah,
does
I
do a
see
nice
it.
job of it. I say this
Only
not
recently.
in that their cars feel minimal because they don't, but like their generational design changes really are kind of like the less is more. Like we don't need to. It's not Hyundai. They're not like we need to rewrite our entire language. They're just like we're just going to make some tweaks here and there and sharpen this up.
But there's a cohesiveness between all four of those crossovers right
Yeah.
now. They all look, but then
Yes.
each of them looks good within its own design. But then the language translates well across all four. I think they're some of the better looking vehicles on the road right now,
Yeah.
or will be because they're all coming out.
I think one of the better looking vehicles on the road right now is the Polestar 4.
Wow.
I think it's
drove that.
I think it's a really, really good looking car. I think
So is that your
weirdly,
pick? Or you?
Polestar for the design language. They, dare I say, they do Thor's hammer headlights better than Volvo does.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
They're a little sleeker.
The
Also,
the Polestar 2 is a little
Polestar
like
2 doesn't
mundane.
really do it for
Yeah,
me. But
yeah.
the 3 and the
Yes, the
4,
3 and the 4 are
and,
cool.
and like the 1, that was the limited run, like
Yeah,
super
plug-in
car.
hybrid.
That they just look great. I don't love big wheels generally, but Polestar does a great job of getting a wheel that fully fills the wheel well. And they have like these relatively short overhangs. So it feels like the wheels, these big filling wheels are like right on the edge.
Yes.
It honestly, it looks like my daughter has this Magnetile car platform.
Yes, we have those.
Yeah.
My daughters have those.
And I'm like, it's really too bad Magnetiles are basically all squares and rectangles and triangles, because I feel like we could build something really special.
Yeah, the wheelbase to length ratio is really good on those very short overhangs. Yep.
The downside is that while Volvo does have station wagons, Polestar doesn't. But if this is Frankenstein, I want a Polestar wagon.
Yeah. The 3 is like, you can squint and maybe make it a wagon, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
They probably wouldn't call it a wagon.
They wouldn't call
Is
it
the 4 the one that doesn't have a rear window?
Yeah.
My video for that is going live shortly.
It's in,
Well, by the time this airs,
it's in my inbox right now.
Be up. Yes, no rear window.
What was that like?
As we point out also this is what was in my driveway.
It's a good looking car.
Or no, that'll be next episode.
Gives Kia EV6 a little.
It does.
It didn't
little
need.
bit.
It's
It
giving
could have
Kia
had.
EV6.
Yeah.
It could have had a rear
Kids
window.
at work taught me that phrase.
Yeah. Same.
It's giving. It could have had a rear window.
Okay.
You look at the design and you're like, come on, guys. This seems
why
more of a gimmick than perhaps it needs to be.
Yeah.
I went into, I never used, do you guys use the digital rear view mirror?
I strongly
I
dislike
hate
a digital rear view
occasionally.
So
mirror.
here you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And you get used to it.
You do.
It could have had a rear window.
Yeah.
But that car's cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, sits up a little higher than a sedan. It's like, is it a coupe? Is it a crossover? It's a sedan. Like, and we talk about that in the video. It works. Like the car, it's kind of a fun car.
Nice.
I like these choices. Should we
Let's run down what we
Yeah,
have.
a little cohesive.
That's what we're doing.
What I
Yeah.
did.
So we've all built our Frankenstein car.
Yeah, let's hear
let's
it.
go in order, which is Natalie starting. Describe your car, what you did, and then if the viewer chooses, they can vote on their favorite.
Okay, my car is really cool. I'm picturing it like not super, super small, but low to the ground for sure. Like coupe size. So I have the GR86/BRZ chassis, suspension, etc. I have the BMW M3 powertrain. So 473 horsepower, I think we said, manual, rear wheel drive. What was my interior? Oh, Porsche
911.
interior with
Porsche
the
911.
911
Yeah.
adaptive seats.
Yep.
Yep. I will say I also thought about Infiniti QX80 seats. Like if someone was going to take those, I like the QX80 interior. To Matt's point with the zero gravity. And then Hyundai Tech
Okay.
and Acura design language.
That's a
That's
cool
a
car.
good car.
Someone should
And I'm
build that.
assuming 4-door? Mom?
Yeah, I guess so. 4-door, 4 seats.
You still
I don't
love
know
your
if
child?
Yeah, well, of course I do, but he doesn't go everywhere. Sometimes he's
home.
with his dad or his
stay home.
grandparents. Of course, I love him. Yeah, we could make it 4-door, and
Sure. Why not?
I don't know
Maybe
if it needs
suicide doors.
5 seats, but
Yeah.
it could be 4
Maybe,
seats.
maybe like
Yeah,
a
4 seats. I like
Mazda
that.
RX-8 style doors.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Does that work with Acura design language?
Sure.
Why
Why
not?
not?
Make it
It's a
work.
Franken car.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
We're just here
Look
to
at the
help.
guy. He's a weird looking guy, you know?
Look at him.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
bolts coming out of his neck and everything.
Right.
That doesn't
All right,
look
Elliot,
like
what do you
Jacob
use?
Elordi.
What do you,
So my vehicle, and again, I'm going to start off.
no, just don't apologize.
My platform, my platform was the GAK platform from Toyota. Yes, I chose the NX to bolt on,
Specifically the Lexus NX.
but
F
the
Sport.
Sienna, the Camry, the Highlander, a bunch of vehicles use that platform, which was our
You played by the
goal.
rules. And you lost.
On that platform, I'm putting on the Rivian RS quad powertrain, which is over 1,000 horsepower. I'm including myself with the massaging Escalade seats in that vehicle. I'm using Genesis tech, and the shape, the body shape, the silhouette is a minivan because it is the right car for most people, or for most families, of which I am one of those. So unimpeachable choices across the board.
You do you.
Let them know. Okay.
All right, so this is mine. The chassis is the Ford Bronco Raptor. The engine or powertrain is the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT. Again, over 1,000 horsepower.
It's a good choice.
Lots of torque. Interior is Porsche Cayenne's interior. Infotainment is Mercedes M-Bucks. And the body language is Audi's new crossovers. And I'm going to, size-wise, I'm imagining this is not big. This is like a compact crossover.
Hold it in your hands, apparently.
Yeah, compact crossover, but it's like got
larger
the
than a
chassis
loaf of
the-
bread.
Yep, it's like a bagel. But like the broad shoulders, like the chassis of it's like an off-roadish, but then like it's a true Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Like the bottom half of it is off-roady, and then the top half is this like sophisticated, swoopy European, and it's powered by an unholy amount of electric horsepower.
Yeah.
I really like the really nice luxe interior and like rugged
Yeah, you're
capability
like, yeah,
outside.
yeah. I mean, it's like a
It's
an
a true
RC car.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You did.
I'd buy that.
You understood the assignment.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you,
Doesn't happen all the
Matthew.
time.
No, it does not. Yeah, you sound like my teacher.
Okay.
Wow, that's
I-
getting real
honestly,
comfortable here.
I feel pretty good about mine. I'm
be
going with the
rubbing your
BMW 5 Series chassis, unimpeachable. GMC 3-liter Duramax straight 6 diesel engine, because I want to be able to go forever pulling a redwood tree behind me. The interior is going to be the Nissan Aria, breath of fresh air in our modern world. Tech, Ford Explorer, the great surprise of 2025.
That's a surprise.
Ford digital experience knocks it out of the park. Even Dave thought so.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Polestar's take on a station wagon.
I like that.
4-door station wagon, because I also love my child.
I feel like yours is a close second to mine. If we can't vote for our own,
Thank you, Dave.
but we're going to vote for our own, and I'm going to win.
Do we want to vote each
Well-
other's, or do we leave it up to the viewer?
let's all pick one that's not our own.
Okay, let's go in order. Natalie, who are you picking?
Dave's.
Dave's. I'm taking Natalie's because I'm annoyed with Dave
You're
and Matt.
mad.
I'm mad at both of them.
Tell on your face.
I'm choosing
It's a
Natalie's.
spite vote.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I take Matt's. I like where he's going with this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like you a lot as
I think
well.
you are now the
I'm not going to get the reciprocal vote.
Hold on before you say it. You're now the deciding vote.
I am the deciding
Wow,
vote.
we gave Matt too much power in his first episode
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I regret voting for you.
I'm cooked, guys. You do this all the time.
All the time, every week.
I'm going with Natalie. I feel like
Yay,
partially
I
this
win.
is just
My
because
vote.
like it's the only one that makes sense in my brain. It's like it feels very cohesive. I know. It's
Frankenstein. That man on his shirt does not make any sense. And he's eating an ice cream cone.
Natalie's
Frankenstein
just
is-
seems
It's
like it would
Frankenstein
be
at a
really
party.
fun.
Hers
It'd
is
be
the
a
most
really,
cohesive.
really fun car to drive.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
I want it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we did something here.
Who
guys.
do you think
We
should
did
build it?
something.
We did something.
If you were gonna call one automaker and say,
Ooh.
"Hey, I have an idea," who would you call?
Sounds like accurate.
And that's accurate.
yeah,
That's
that's kind of where my
Say
head
Acura.
went
I
right
think
away.
we're gonna need a. What was the powertrain? BMW. And we're gonna
BMW,
need
yeah.
a Porsche BMW Acura partnership.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got that twin
Very
turbo
plausible.
V6. Just take that and
Yeah.
honestly,
shrank it.
Yeah.
that's true.
Boost that for some more power.
Yeah, and
you're good to go.
I do like their manual too.
Yeah.
If you had chosen like BMW's, what is it? The B, I can't remember what the engine is, but
Oh, I
it's
can't come
it's
up
their
with
the,
that
the
one.
turbo straight 6 that they put in like the Supra and the Z4. Like they're
Yeah.
there's an avenue.
There's a
There's
way to
synergy
do this.
there.
There's a there there.
Let's make some
There's
calls.
a there
There's
Would you
there,
say
there.
there's a lot of there?
There's
there?
a lot of
Yeah.
there. Yep.
What?
Yep.
Um,
Run, don't walk.
Elliot, what's in your driveway?
What's in my
I feel like
driveway?
You always ask us first.
Yeah. Elliot, what you driving?
It's your turn.
So we are.
While we're speaking of
We've gone lengthy, but
Yeah.
I will start, and I'm going to go quick. Jumping off of Natalie's design brand ethos, the Acura Integra
Oh wow!
was in my
so
driveway.
that's like almost
which
the car
word?
that Natalie built.
the Type S.
It was
not just any Integra.
It was the Type S, okay, and it was a 6-speed. So I spent about half my driving life owning stick shift manuals, but I don't get to drive one nearly at all anymore. It's rare. It's only press cars like the Miata and now the Integra, and some Civics have been sticks, but like they're pretty rare to drive in my daily life. So what?
No, let him talk. Let
The
him talk.
Acura Integra Type S, assuming that our schedule is correct.
Oh, you have it coming up soon?
Launched 2 days ago. Our video.
Oh, sure.
So they can
Yeah.
head to
So
CarGurus.com. Watch our video. It is a special car.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So
I
yes,
loved it.
Matt and I shot the car. I did my own content on the car, but the Type S, it's the only way to get the upgraded engine, which is a 320 horsepower, 2-liter turbo 6.
And that car is just a miracle of handling.
It's incredible.
Front wheel drive only. It's transcendent.
It's
You
a,
would-
God, that
You
car's
never. So like
oh my gosh.
the appeal of all-wheel drive diminishes enormously when you get in that car.
Yeah, you're like,
You're
why
just like,
bother?
oh,
I don't need it.
So I don't
Yeah.
like maybe if it's snowing, but certainly
Yeah.
not for like traction.
Not
They-
even. The
Honda
grip
has
on
shown
that
us,
car
Honda
is
Acura.
Yeah.
It's
Incredible.
So
that's a fun
6-speed manual. The only extra cost option was paint. It brought our price just under $56,000.
Do you remember the color?
Double Apex Blue Pearl.
Double Apex.
Double Apex.
Yeah.
Not a single Apex.
It's like double rainbow, but double Apex.
So the Integra starts at just under 35, but you don't want that one.
No.
You want the stick shift, which you can get. I think it starts at 40 with the A-Spec with technology trim. So you can get the 6-speed below the Type S, but you want the Type S.
You want the Type S.
You want that 320 horsepower. So I loved it. Go to the channel to check out both Matt and my thoughts about that car.
Boom.
And next, let's just go down the line. Natalie.
I have the Ford Maverick Lobo.
Yeah.
Interesting. It is interesting. It is interesting. So Ford's calling it a
Lobo.
street truck.
It's a University of New Mexico thing.
Okay. Thanks, trivia nerd.
Might have to
Anyway, go ahead.
We're going to cut that.
Yes, please.
So
have to blur that one. I don't know.
Ford is calling it a street truck. I would probably call it a sport truck. It's just got some sport tuned things, but it also has some styling things.
Yeah.
Like I really like the wheels.
The wheels are cool.
Those
Yeah,
wheels are
those
cool.
like turbo fan 19-inch wheels. It's a little bit lowered. They say like the interior touches are inspired by streetwear, like sneaker trends and things like that.
Sounds like
So-
Lost me a
my
little bit
dad
there.
trying to put together like, let's make it for the kids.
Let's make it cool.
The truck's
yeah,
cool.
The truck is pretty cool.
It's not
eight.
sorry, it's not too low. You said it's lowered, but like sometimes
You
I
wouldn't
imagine
really
like
notice
it's
it.
slammed. Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
yeah, and I think it's a good thing. Like
Yeah.
it's not too low.
It's like maybe a little more planted if you're actually. It has Lobo mode, which is supposed to be only for closed
mode.
courses, and like you're supposed to be able to not quite drift it, but like get a little bit autocrossy sideways.
With how much horsepower?
And
how many?
that's a really good question. I can't remember.
It's probably like 250.
Let's.
Oh, is it that
yeah,
much?
let me double
Well,
check.
it's
the
the
EcoBoost.
It's the EcoBoost
It's the
4.
2-liter
okay.
EcoBoost.
But are you
There is
you
a, while
drifting that? I don't know
while
if anyone's
Natalie's.
drifting that.
I mean,
we've all
I
driven
wasn't
it at this point.
drifting
it.
There's a bit of like broken pavement if you take a right out of our office and head towards
Okay. Yeah.
like
Yeah, we don't
BU,
need it.
basically. Every single time I hit that piece of pavement, the truck was like dunk. And I was like, oh, well, they stiffened it up.
250 horsepower.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, decent. It's not a huge truck.
But
Okay.
it's like
It'll
$8,000 more than the base one.
Yeah.
It's a significant
Maverick
bump
pricing
in
is
price.
all
that
out
kind
of
of
whack.
Ford's
money,
pricing
I think.
plan.
And you don't get the hybrid.
You should
know,
get more
like-
power. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're asking for $8,000, give me like upper 200s
Yeah.
or maybe 300 horsepower. Like, come on.
It's got a lot of promising like components of
It looks-
different
it looks sharp.
different things.
It's a
It does
sharp-looking
look
truck.
really
Yeah.
sharp.
And those wheels are good. Yeah.
So yeah, it's
On
a
the
thing.
channel,
They
should
did
be
a
by
thing.
now, Cliff,
it's
one
a
of
bit of
our
a Frankenstein car.
It's kind of a Frankenstein car. Yeah.
Yeah.
one of our reviewers, Cliff, did a comparison between the F-150 Lobo and the Maverick Lobo. So that's a pretty cool video. So go check that out too.
All right.
Dave.
Speaking of videos, up on the channel right now is my video of the Rivian R2, one of the most interesting vehicles or high
Most anticipated.
Yeah, highest anticipated. Most anticipated. I can't talk.
do it.
I'm exhausted.
We're at the end. It's okay.
Flew
Dave's
out
been in a
to-
hotel all
I mean,
week.
yeah, with no
It's just
children.
wiped.
He's been having dinners.
No sympathy.
This is what the podcast era has done to us. You know, we don't
Punch
need
drunk.
we don't need language anymore. Writing skills.
So flew out to Salt Lake and then went to Park City to drive the new R2. So we were on the roads, we were on the freeway, surface streets. Like Matt was saying with his
Did you sleep
Nissan
in a
trip.
tent? You slept in
I
a
did
tent.
not sleep in the tent, but gravel roads, dirt roads, and then some pretty impressively aggressive trails. That R2 is a home run. And if you know me, I don't say cars are home runs lightly. That car, granted, we were in the fully decked out launch edition, which is of the performance trim, so that's 656 horsepower. It's like high 50s in price. So there will be.
It's not the one that's
performance
going to
one.
be cheap.
Right, the performance
Cheaper.
one will be low 50 grand, and that is 450 horsepower, and then the base will have 350 horsepower, and those are the 45 to 50,000. Whatever price point you go for, that's a phenomenal car.
Yeah.
On the road handling was incredible. Off road, super capable. All kinds of space inside. I'm 6'1". Back seats are cavernous. You've got the frunk. My favorite feature, the rear window.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Forerunner
love
style.
that.
Such a Toyota boy.
Yeah.
I am as my Forerunner. The problem is it's not on the base. The super cheap version doesn't have the window.
Yeah.
They cut costs out.
Okay.
Which bummed me out. But all the trims do. I think, and that car is going to be successful because there is nothing else like it right now of like kind of ruggedy, kind of outdoorsy, efficient, happens to be electric, but that's not the main draw. Like you're going to get people out of a Toyota 4Runner,
Yeah.
a Subaru Outback.
Yeah.
I think so.
They're going to sell well. And Scout isn't out yet.
Right. I
So
was
you've
about to
got
say
that space to
the
yourself.
first to market there is
Yes.
a big advantage.
And
for
I
them.
think they're going to do well. So if you've got a deposit, get excited. They're cool.
And if you don't want to go electric and want to continue operating as if it's 2005, I have the Jeep Grand Cherokee. That's probably unfair. Jeep has made a few notable changes to the Grand Cherokee for this year. The biggest one is they put new engine in it. So
Call it with a name.
yes, it
Which
has
you love.
it has a Hurricane engine.
Yes, you love
I
it.
do love it.
Yeah.
It's a Turbo 4. It makes good power. It's like over 300 horsepower, I think. And the engine itself, like performance-wise, no complaints. And being a Grand Cherokee, like it still has short overhangs and real capability. It has like a locking differential and low range transfer case. Like it will do the business. The engine doesn't sound great to my
It does
ears.
not. I did a video on that
it's like
too. It
a
does
little
not.
a little disappointing there. It does get pretty good fuel economy for what it is. It's like 26-ish on
did?
the highway.
We drive differently because I didn't get very good fuel economy.
Well, I didn't say I got good
Oh,
fuel
it,
economy. I said
yes.
the engine. Yeah, it's the EPA told me it should get good fuel economy. The big thing for me though was the tech. So it's very attractive.
Yes.
A lot of screens.
Tech,
Mhm.
but I just ran into so many bugs.
Yeah.
And I get that like certain things can get ironed out over time. A big thing for me was connectivity. It wouldn't just like not connect to Android Auto every once in a while, which is not a Pixel person problem. My phone connects to other cars.
Yeah.
But at one point, it wouldn't even connect the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
The navigation wasn't like getting a signal. And I
That's
realized every time, this is not actually a problem for most people. I kind of had to realize that like I was treating the cars in these special circumstances that was causing the problem, but it shouldn't have been a problem in the first place. If I left the car, like me and my phone left the car while the car was still on, which happens a lot in filming situations, or if you are dropping your kid off at daycare and it's 90 degrees at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
The phone wouldn't reconnect to the point where I would have to
Turn off the car.
Yeah.
I would have to forget the device,
no.
turn off the
man.
car, turn the car on,
Push it
and
in the
then
lake. I'm done.
reconnect. And I was just like,
Over it.
as a guy who, like, I had a Jeep in high school. My dad drove Grand Cherokees for years.
Yeah.
Like, I have a soft spot for this brand. I want to see it succeed. And I was like, guys, the last thing you can afford not working is your tech.
That's true.
Because that's what people are getting annoyed at. So I like the Jeep Grand Cherokee on like a platform and like the capabilities.
Styling is nice. It's a
Styling,
nice
it's
size.
a gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous SUV. I know that like no matter how terrible a Jeep Grand Cherokee could be, it's still going to, Southie will be overrun by women driving Grand Cherokee. It's very stylish.
Yeah. No, I'm looking through my notes.
yeah.
I feel like word for word. I'm like, yep, I agree with all that. The engine is like, it's got the power, but it is noisy.
It's noisy.
I missed the old school
Also,
V6. That
well,
Pentastar
and
had been around for decades.
They have this
I missed it.
8-speed auto that they've been using for a decade plus, it feels.
Yeah.
And that with the V6 had no problems.
Yes. Yeah.
In particularly slow moving traffic, that 8-speed had no idea what to do
Yes,
with the
my
4-cylinder.
notes right here.
Yeah.
Better tuning with the transmission. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was just the programmatic was not. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a programming issue.
Yeah. It, like you know it's not
So
the
much-
transmission.
Yes.
It's
They're
the
not talking
it's
to
the
each other.
linking
Yes.
of the transmission
Yes.
and the engine. And that is something that could get solved down the road. Software changes or whatnot.
But it shouldn't have to.
Well, it shouldn't have to when
heard
they're
about this Grand
launching the
Cherokee?
car. Sorry,
strong opinions.
now I think I've gone over.
So that's
Okay, they're pulling out the hook.
Dave, I will say that video is live. I can guarantee
Boom.
that video is live. So most of them that we've talked about should be, but that one definitely.
Yeah,
You can go check that one out.
It's funny to hear Matt's thoughts because I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's all covered by.
It's,
yeah, and
it's
that's
good
what I
when we
said
all
in-
agree.
We are not so
right.
different, you and I.
All right. What did we do today? We built a
Oh,
Frankenstein
God,
car.
where
We
are
had
we?
some fun. We
I feel
welcomed
like
Matt
we went
back.
long. What does that time
did go
say?
long.
Don't worry about
That's
the
like
length.
well over an hour.
It's been a bit. So we're going to cut it there. I'm going to welcome everybody next week. We are celebrating the 250th birthday of this country of ours with
Of our country.
of our country. Yeah. That'll be next week, though. Don't worry about it now. So come back next week for that episode. It's going to be fun. And thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll see you all next time.